Shannonside Northern Sound.
I think it's even colder than last year. Genie mackers, am I glad I put the long johns on me today. Oh, genie mackers. It's absolutely freezing, people. I'm just explaining to you. It's absolutely freezing. I'm just coming up to Santa's house. Oh, I can barely see the front door with the snow. Would you believe that? Oh, we're here anyway. Santa! I'm freezing. Will you open the door? Santa! It's myself! God, I'm freezing.
Oh, Peter, it's you. I've been expecting you.
Oh, great to see you, great to see you.
You better come in out of that
God.
cold.
Oh, look at the snow on me. Look, genie mackers.
It's freezing out there.
I'm soaked, so I am. It's freezing cats and dogs, as the fella says.
Now you know why I wear my suit all the time. It keeps me warm, you know.
I could do with a warm suit like that.
Oh, come over to the fire.
Oh, that's a great fire you have on, genie.
I like to keep a fire in this auntie house at all times because, you know, when you're out working all the time, you need to warm up afterwards.
You sure do. You've been doing a bit of decorating as well, I see.
Well,
that's a nice light you got up there.
I have to thank Mrs. Claus for that. She's very good at that type of thing, you know.
She's into the DIY, is she?
Oh, she watches all those television programs. I can't keep up with them half the time.
I tell you, it's a credit to her. It's a credit to her, so it is. Looking around now, it's absolutely fantastic.
But you know, it's like this nearly all year round because it's Christmas here all year round.
I suppose it is, yeah. How are all the elves getting on?
Oh, they've been working very hard this year and, well, been very good as well. We've had a lot of different new things coming out, you see, and every year it's always different, so they've always got new challenges to face.
That's true, all right, yeah. And Reindeer is all in good form?
Oh, yes, they've been practising as well. We can't let them rest all year. They have to do little bits of practice so that they can get out, and when Christmas Eve comes, they'll be all ready for the off.
Well, listen, we'll be heading down to the workshop later on, and we'll be going down to the barn as well to have a look at the reindeers.
Well, absolutely. You have an awfully big sack of mail there.
I had to bring everything with me, you see. I brought everything. I said I'm not leaving anything behind because just in case, you know yourself, you have to be on the ball, as we say in our place.
And what is that machine, electronic machine? Is it an MP3 player or something?
That's the MP3 player, that's right.
You brought me recordings or something this year?
Yep, I did indeed. I'll tell you what.
What?
We got Deirdre Kelly.
Yes, Deirdre, yes.
Yes, Deirdre, that works at Shannonside Northern Sound with us. Deirdre has some lovely poems. Now, I have them here on this MP3 player. Would you like to have a listen?
Well, I think we will, but wait till I just see. I tell you what I want to do. I want to put the kettle on the boil and make a cup of tea. I'm sure you're free.
Great idea.
Well, you know.
You're my type of guy, Santa, you know that.
Well, the fact of the matter is you never even asked for one and you're freezing all the way in here. I wouldn't be very much of a host if I didn't offer you a cup of tea, you know.
That'll warm me up, I can tell you. Grand hot cup of scald, can't beat it.
Hang on, it's very hot. I have to get a tea towel here and lift this off the range. Oh, yes. That's better. One spoon or 2 spoons of sugar.
No sugar for me. I'm sweet enough.
You'll be the death of me. You'll be the death of me. Now, indeed. I tell you what, you said you had a poem there. We can have a listen to that while we're having a cup of tea.
Do you want to have a listen to it?
Yes, please.
Okay, here it is.
S stands for stockings. We hang up so high. A is for all we get if we don't cry. N is for nobody, he will pass by. T is for tomorrow, the day we eat pie. A stands for at last, old Santa is nigh. C for the children who love him so well. L for the little girl, his name she can spell. A stands for apples, so rosy and red. U is for us as we wait for his sled. And S stands for Santa Claus, who comes in the night when we're tucked up in bed with our eyes closed so tight.
Well, I have to say that's absolutely amazing.
Isn't that brilliant?
Did she write it herself?
Oh, she did, yeah. Very, very clever. Very clever.
I'm taken aback.
Clever. Brilliant.
Now, I'm told, of course, I can see you've loads of letters there as well.
Yeah,
from
that's
other boys and girls.
what I'm just going to stack them up here. Can I move them toys that's there in those boxes out of the way?
Just move those over to one side there. The elves have been bringing me in things and showing me things, and I show them things, and we talk about stuff, and you know that's how we get it all done. You know.
I suppose, yeah. Put all the heads together, isn't that it?
Well, yes. And don't forget, if your letter it's not in that pile, because I know there's letters from boys and girls all over the world, but We do get all the letters here to the North Pole, and we read every one of them.
Every one of them.
Every one of them.
Yeah,
so you have a selection for me, I see.
Yes, we have. We have a story as well. So, will we have a listen to that?
I think I'd like to listen to a story as well.
Have a listen to it.
It's been a long day. Thank you.
Here it is.
One evening before Christmas Eve, Santa and the elves were sitting around the fireplace in Santa's den. Bonnie, sad that her job was almost over for the year, said, "I wish I could go with you to deliver presents to all the boys and girls around the world, Santa." All the other elves agreed. Now Santa thought and thought for a moment, and then he got an idea. "Why, you can all go with me on my journey around the world Christmas Eve," said Santa, with a twinkle in his eye. "You can go on Santa's Christmas Eve travels from the computer." The elves gathered around Santa's computer. On the screen was Santa's Christmas Eve trip, a computer game. "On Christmas Eve, you can all go on the journey around the world with me," said Santa. "In fact, you can even help me. It's not easy delivering presents to all the boys and girls around the world before daybreak." On Christmas Eve, the elves played the computer game and moved Santa from house to house, landing his sleigh on rooftop after rooftop as he made his journey around the world. "This is exciting," said Bonnie. "It's just like being in the sleigh with Santa." Hopping down chimneys and tiptoeing through doors big and small, the elves helped Santa Claus deliver toys to all the good girls and boys around the world. Then something happened. Santa was delivering toys at one house and a child woke up. "We've got to get Santa out of there," exclaimed Bonnie. "We can't let a child see Santa." Bonnie quickly pressed Santa's magic dust button, and Santa and all the toys under the tree became invisible. The child soon went back to bed. The elves all cheered, happy that Santa had yet again made it out of another house without being seen by a child. "This is so exciting," said Bonnie. "I'm going to play this computer game every year from now on."
I see you've built on here to the workshop, Santa.
I think every year it gets bigger and bigger, if you ask me. We'll soon have the whole North Pole taken over.
It's absolutely huge, so it is. Sheeny, Mac, that goes way back down there. I remember there used to be only trees down there.
Oh, yes, well...
And a cave.
Well, yes, that was a long time ago, Peter. It was, but times have moved on. To make all the toys that Santa needs for all the boys and girls, we need the space and different types of equipment, you know.
Oh, I suppose, yeah. You have to move with the times, isn't that what they say?
Oh, yes.
Move with the times.
It's very busy, as you can see. All the elves are running around there.
They're flat out there.
We've made more toys than ever before because there were so many good boys and girls out there. I hope you're not too busy this year making all the toys. How is Rudolph? I hope he's well. He is. He's very well indeed, and that nose of his gets redder every year, I tell you. Make sure to keep warm outside because I have a cold from going outside. Oh, yes, you must be careful to wrap up, boys and girls, if you go outside in the cold weather. We don't want you getting runny noses and upset.
That's why I have those boots on me, Santa. Look at those.
Oh, look at those indeed. Where did you get those?
Oh, I got those as I had them last year, actually. Oh, they're the same ones I had from last year. Oh. I just rooted them out again because I knew I was heading up this direction. I says, no better place. You need them boots now for the North Pole, I says.
Oh, they're very well made.
Oh, by the way, here's a joke for you.
Okay. What's the joke then?
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Doctor.
Doctor who?
How did you know my name?
Oh, very good, very good.
Listen, we got a poem for you this time, right? Another poem. Do you want to have a listen to it?
That would be lovely, okay. Peter.
Enjoy this. You'll like this one. Here it is.
We are a band of carolers. We march through frost and snow, but care not for the weather, as on our way we go. At every hall or cottage that stands upon our way, we stop to give the people best wishes for the day. We pray a Merry Christmas made bright by Christmas cheer, with peace and hope and gladness, and all they may hold dear. And for all those that happen to pass upon our way, we have a smile and wish them a Merry Christmas Day.
Oh, that was very good, Peter. I like that. That poem
nice?
Was lovely.
Very, very good.
That was called Little Christmas Carolers.
That's right.
Well done, Deirdre. Well done.
Brilliant.
Now, you've more letters there, haven't you?
Yeah, I have a letter here from... Okay.
What was this earlier on you were telling me about questions?
Oh, yes, yeah. The children have some questions to ask you.
But I'm always answering questions for you, Peter, every year.
But here's a few more for you.
Okay.
What if there was no chimney?
Well, Well, if a house does not have a chimney, then Santa uses some of his magic dust to make a chimney appear. Then the chimney disappears as soon as Santa leaves.
What if we move house?
Well, Santa knows how to find all children on Christmas Eve.
What about the snow though?
Well, a lot of places don't have snow, but that doesn't stop Santa and his sleigh from visiting.
How will Santa find me if we are visiting and not at our home on Christmas Eve?
Well, Santa knows how to find all children on Christmas Eve. Well,
So there we are.
There were a lot of questions there, Peter.
No better kids to ask questions, huh?
Well, you know.
I'm telling you.
Well, indeed. I've one here, and it's a lovely picture of a Christmas tree on it. And you know the socks you put in the fireplace? They used to hang.
Yeah, brilliant. Oh,
It's lovely.
Wow.
Now, but it's a bit dangerous, you know, because they fall in the fire.
that's true.
No.
That's I have to be careful. The mammies and daddies always keep an eye on things
They
like
do,
that.
they do. And they can put them on the wall as well. It doesn't have to
Yeah.
be on the fireplace.
Right.
It's okay. Now, dear Santa, what is it like to fly in a sleigh?
Oh,
Well, I tell you, you have to be in control of the reindeer, because if you're not in control of Rudolph and the reindeer, they will go whichever way they think. Now, mostly Rudolph is very good. He's the leader, and
Right.
he makes sure that they go the way that Santa knows. He's doing it every year, so he knows all
he knows the pathway at this stage, doesn't he?
How many reindeer do you have? Well, we have... You know them all, Peter, by
Yeah,
now.
I do indeed. I know them all. There's a dozen reindeers, I think, in total, is there?
And we've lots more, you
And
know,
lots
because
more. Well,
if
you-
one or two
you-
get sick, we have to have
That's
other
right.
reindeer, you know.
It's a reindeer farm here.
Are your elves making the toys? Indeed they are, and they're
As
working
you can
in
hear, as you can hear in the background, they're working away.
Okay.
What's
and
that big pump for, Santa?
Oh, well, actually, I make giant gobstoppers with that, and there's another one just there that makes big marbles.
Same as Willy Wonka.
A little like Willy Wonka. In fact,
Good.
I think he was here one time, and see.
He got your idea. He got your idea, so he did.
Thank you very much for your letter there. That's lovely. Now, I think you said you're going to play me a piece of music.
Oh yes, we got something nice.
And who is this?
Here it is.
Well,
Well, lads. How are things? Hey,
That's Biff, Peter. That's Biff.
you go with what?
He's one of my most important elves, you know.
well, what's it? Oh yeah.
We're in the elf school now.
Hey, listen, it's smaller you're getting, so it is.
This is where the elves learn how to help Santa in the
Oh, is it?
workshop and make the toys. It's a bit like a school, you see. Yes,
Yeah, I
indeed.
see that.
They look
That
after the
that fella down there in the corner, he's a bit big now for an elf. He must be about 3 foot tall, is he?
Well, he's one of the teacher elves. He's a little bigger than the rest, you see.
Hello, how are ya? How are ya? How are things?
Oh, yes, they're all very well indeed. And they're taught about recycling and looking after our world. And they learn how to be friends with other elves. As well as, you know, the normal school lessons like sums and writing and geography and all the rest. But they have to learn those, you know.
Oh, of course. They're very, very clever.
Be quiet and try to talk to Peter.
They're very clever, so they are. Oh, you're all right. What? Yeah.
They just don't stop talking, you see.
Well,
all
look,
the
I'll tell
time.
you what, I'll give you the... Do you know what it is?
What
The
is it?
mince pies. That's
Oh,
what
yes,
it is.
yes, yes,
Right,
yes,
listen,
yes.
hold on. Here,
Oh,
lads.
hold on.
Here, I didn't forget you. Look, here you go.
Give him a mince pie quick because he won't stop talking.
There's a bit...
There's
There's a tray of mince pies. Bring them off down there with you now and sit down.
Biff, be a good boy and bring
Sit
the rest
down there
of them
now
away.
and you can stuff...
And you can give some to the girl elves as well.
Share them out there among
Thank you very
That's
much
it,
indeed.
that's it.
Oh.
Good. Oh,
Yes,
jeez.
yes,
They're a handful. They're a
They can
handful.
be hard work at times, but
They're
I
so
love
kind.
every single one of them.
Of course we do. Of course we do. And they say they're going to leave out a cake and carrots and a drink for you and plenty of carrots for Rudolph and the rest of the reindeers.
Oh, well done. That's fantastic. I've
Oh,
one here from
them mince pies getting stuck in me, so they are.
They're lovely.
They're lovely.
Oh, they're lovely when they're heated up. They are indeed.
Gorgeous. You don't be eating too many of them. You're looking well now this year. I was getting worried a bit about you last year. You have to put on a bit of weight, but you're after.
I do have to look after my condition.
Oh, I'm telling
yes,
you,
yes.
you're in good. You're in fine fettle, as we'd say. Fine fettle.
I have to say hello to who says keep the place tidy this time. I probably made a bit of a
Bit of a
mess
mess,
last
did you?
year. Yes, I did.
Oh,
Now,
that's easy.
watch the fire.
It's easy to it. It's easy to it.
He says that he hopes Rudolph doesn't break our door's glass. Oh, Rudolph, I'll have to have a word with him about that. I bet the elves are working really hard. They are, and when they're not eating mince pies. And thank you for...
They're on their mince pie break now, so they are. They're on their mince pie break.
Do you really have a white beard and all? Oh, yes, I did.
It's as white as snow.
One time Peter pulled it and he nearly knocked me out.
Did you remember that? I says, Santa, are you sure that's a real beard? Do you remember that?
Yes.
And you fell down into the snow, and it was so funny.
We got into quite a tussle,
We
didn't we?
did. We ended up pelting each other with snowballs for about an hour. Mrs. Claus came out and said, "Lee, look at these two," says she. "You're like two children out there." Do you remember that?
Just
get
as well.
into the house.
Just as well there wasn't a camera around. People won't. How red is Rudolph's nose? Oh, it is red. It gets redder at different
as a
times.
tomato.
You know. Yes, indeed, red as a tomato.
Well,
When is
that
it
is.
your birthday? And how old are you? Oh, I couldn't tell you how old I am, but I'm pretty old. I think I'd have to ask Mrs. Claus.
I think you're more than 15 anyway. Put it that
I'm
way.
a little bigger than 15. Yes.
And what's big for the lads now this year?
Oh, Robo Sapien, I think, is one of the big ones this year. But they're all looking for these new PlayStation 3s and YIIs and the different computer games. And it's very hard to keep up with that kind of thing because they're very complicated to make.
Yeah.
Yes, I have my top elves on the job the whole time.
What's that in that box? You see that big wooden box? Is that computer box or what is it?
Well, that's where we have all our plans for all those kind of computers, so that we have to keep them secret.
Kind
you
of
see.
top secret, is it?
Well, a little bit top secret, yes.
What if an agent came and tried?
Well, they'd want to be pretty small because I'd see through them straight away.
I forgot.
If they're any bigger than the elves, we'd have to say, "Well, who are you and where you go?"
That's right.
A few questions. What's your favourite bedtime snack? Well, a cup of hot chocolate, I think. I love cocoa and hot chocolate. And, of course, a glass of milk, warm milk.
Yeah.
It depends. Sometimes on a Monday it's hot chocolate, and on a Tuesday it's hot milk.
Do you vary it around? You do a bit.
Oh, of
the way you
course,
won't
of
get
course.
bored with the one drink.
Absolutely, Peter, yes. What's your number one tip for being good? Well, if you obey your mother and father, and you're very good for your parents, and you try to do the right thing, that is being good, isn't it, Peter?
That sums it up.
Always try to do
That's
the
it.
right thing, yes, because
Yep.
it's easy to do the wrong thing all the
It
time.
is, it is.
Trying to do the right thing is not so easy, you know, and sometimes you're not popular if you do the right thing, Peter.
That's absolutely
But
correct.
that would be my top tip, but there you go. Now, what's next, Peter?
Well, Santa, we have a couple of questions, more questions, from a few more kids.
How do windows fly?
Oh, Santa knows how to find all children on Christmas Eve.
How does Santa understand all the different languages of the whole world?
Oh, some call it magic. Others just think Santa is very, very smart.
What's Santa's favourite food?
Oh, Santa's most favourite of all is cookies. But, you know, I'll eat just about anything that you like. If you like it, I like it. And you can leave it out for me on Christmas Eve.
Is there any food that Santa doesn't eat?
Well, there's just one thing that Santa won't eat, and that is venison burgers. Thank you for your questions. Oh, there we go again. More questions.
Plenty of questions.
I have to say there's beautiful pictures in all of these letters, and well done to all of the boys and girls, and I do look at every little letter and every big letter and every letter that's sent to me.
Here's a great story, Santa. It's all about a special delivery.
Emergency! Emergency! Blared Santa's electronic North Pole frosty weather reader meter. Due to super fierce Arctic snowstorms and extreme cold, no planes, trucks or ships can make it to the North Pole. This is not good, said Santa, looking at the screen on his weather machine and frowning. If the weather stays bad, no letters from children who don't have a computer will reach me in time for Christmas. Biff shook his head sadly. I don't know what we're going to do, Santa. According to your frosty weather reader meter, this storm is not going to let up till late Christmas Eve. You and the reindeer can still fly, but it will be too late for those letters. Santa stood there quietly, stroking his beard and thinking hard. Then suddenly, he broke into a big smile and his eyes were twinkling again. Santa picked up the phone to the workshop and said, Bert, are the model airplanes, ships and cars finished? Yes, sir, said Bert proudly. He and the elves had been working hard and were ahead of schedule. A few minutes later, Santa joined Bert in the workshop. Bert was surrounded by toy models on the tables. Santa pulled out his magic dust and poof! The models were now super planes, trucks and ships ready for a special mission to bring all of Santa's letters to the North Pole. With Santa's magic, they could fly, sail and drive in any weather. With elves flying, driving and steering them, the new planes, trucks and ships set out to get all the mail.
this is where it all happens.
Oh, yes.
This is where all the letters come.
This
the
is where
mailing room here.
all of Santa's letters from boys and girls get delivered in time for Christmas. And it's a busy time in the mail room. Every time I turn around, there's another bag for me to sort out. Oh, my goodness me. Santa answers every letter that he can and sent to him as well.
There's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of bags of letters, all scattered. And how do you know which is which?
Well, I have...
Would you know which country now that bag there is from? See the green bag?
Oh, yes, but I have elves as well to help me out and to show me different things and different places. And they keep track as well because, well, I wish I had 20 pairs of hands, but I don't have 20 pairs of hands. I couldn't do.
Well, you have 40 pairs of hands there with those, the way the elves are working for you.
And we got a new computer last year to help us as well.
Ah, that's made it easier.
Because a lot of different countries and they're changing around and you need to know addresses and new addresses keep popping up all the time.
You have to know the addresses in China, Japan, Switzerland, Ireland, Germany, France.
All around the world.
You have to keep your wits about you, Santa.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Most definite.
Speaking of mail, I think you've more letters there.
I have indeed, yeah. From, this one is, it says, Dear Santa, thanks for all the presents that you brought last year. Do you know last year we used to keep surprises until last, kind of? Where are the surprises now this year?
Well, we have a special section of surprises, so we put them all over to that part of the factory. We were in the factory.
Well, yeah, right.
Yes, indeed. And you know, there's little question marks sometimes that we say, what is this? And we get the elves to wrap them up. And so by the time they're finished, they don't even know what to do. If you said to the elves, what did you put in that box? They wouldn't be able to tell you. They wouldn't know.
Clever idea. That's a great idea, so it is. Dear Santa says in this letter, how are you and Mrs. Claus keeping?
Well, thank you very much. Yes.
I hope all is well in the North Pole. Right, Santa. Now, we have more questions for you.
How much does Santa weigh?
Well, now, a little more than he should, but I stay healthy with all of the exercise that I get during the year.
What are the elves' jobs?
Oh, the elves, they make toys, they care for the reindeer, they wrap the presents, they help in the kitchen. Oh, they clean and do all kinds of work together to make the North Pole a clean and comfortable place to live.
What is Santa's favourite Christmas Eve snack?
Well, he does love cookies, but if you leave something for him that you like, he will like it just because you do.
How does Santa visit the whole world in one night?
Oh, the time zones help, but so do the reindeer and Santa's special magic.
Guess what, Santa?
What?
We got a lovely poem for you this time.
Oh, a poem?
Yeah, listen to it.
Dear Santa Claus, I'll let you know the few things that I need, and if you bring them to me, I'll be much obliged indeed. I want a horse and wagon and a boat that's painted red, an elephant, a jumping jack. You need not bring a sled, for I have one very pretty. But I want a trotting horse, a man who wields a wheelbarrow, and candy too, of course. Now, Santa dear, you'll not forget, I wish you'd write them down and leave them all at my house when you journey through the town.
But they're having a ball. They're having a ball in here.
They sure are, Peter.
This is a kind of a play area for them, is it?
That's right. It's a playhouse where the elves come to rest after they've been working hard, and they relax and they might play games after a hard work day making toys, and you know they might even sing karaoke if you get them.
There's swings, there's slides, there's a bouncing castle. They can just come in here and let loose and wind down. And they play football. There's a small little mini football pitch and everything here for them. The way they can play football. It's a great way for them to relax after a hard day's work, isn't it really, though?
Oh, absolutely.
And then they go to bed early, do they? Very early in the morning, like.
They do have to get up very early in the morning,
Of course
Peter.
they do. Listen, while they're playing about there, I've got a couple of more letters that I'd like to read. This is
Be
from...
quiet. Peter's trying to read.
I'll play football with you in a minute. Give me a minute. Yeah, hold on.
They don't see you very often, Peter.
No.
So when you
right,
do
pass the ball, son. I'll kick it. See, can you save this one, right?
kick the ball to Peter there. Kick the ball. He's very good at football.
Right, ready? Watch the corner!
I think he enjoyed that. We'll be quiet now for a little minute, fellas, and we'll read some letters.
Anyway, this letter says, Dear Santa, I hope you're well. I am well too. How is Rudolph and all the reindeers? Now, the kids would like to ask you this, Santa.
How does Santa get all the toys into the sleigh at one time?
Well, actually, his red toy sack is magical in that it is bottomless and continues to stay full until Santa has made all of his deliveries to all of the children around the world.
How does Santa get up and down my chimney?
Well, he holds to the left side of his nose and he shrinks to the size of the chimney, and then he holds the right side of his nose to expand back to his rather large size.
What if there's a fire burning in the fireplace?
Well, he'll put the fire out so he can come down safely and will relight the fire just before leaving your house.
Does Santa have any children?
Oh yes, Santa considers all of the children in the world as part of his family.
I
told you they wouldn't stay quiet for long, Peter. They're off again.
They're off again.
Well, it is the playhouse, of course.
What is
What are you
it?
saying to me?
What's he saying?
He says he wants me to play a game of chasing with
I
him.
tell you what, you know what you could do now? Do you know what you could do for me? Will you go down there and you know the boxes of Robo Sapiens? Will you get those and stack them all up in a big, huge pile for me and have them all ready for later on? It'll save myself and Santa having to do it later on. Will you do that? So
Are you going to help me later on like last year?
yes, of
very
course.
good.
I'll be staying around.
Stop talking, will you, Peter?
Get a bit of work done, lads. Come on. Hi. I suppose it's the excitement.
He's off again. I can't keep him quiet.
I suppose the excitement because I'm here again this year, is
I
it?
can't play chasing with you. I'm a little too old to play chasing.
I'll play chasing in a few minutes with you, right? Okay?
No, I don't want to run around the Christmas tree. You go and run around the Christmas tree.
Kids love surprises, don't they? I actually like surprises as well,
My
especially
favourites of all.
especially if it doesn't matter if it's a big surprise or a small surprise, but it's the whole the element of getting the surprise, isn't that it?
Oh, yes, when you don't expect it and you don't know what it's going to be, and it's exciting when you open it up and you say, oh, I have always wanted one of those, and it doesn't matter if it's big or small. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right.
Now here's a beautiful story. It's all about the elves that saved the day.
It was the biggest moment of the year at the North Pole. All 8 reindeer were hitched up and Santa's sleigh was flying across the Christmas Eve sky. The elves waved goodbye, cheering for Santa and the reindeer as they began their trip to deliver toys. Well, let's go back in the workshop, Bert said to the elves. It's time for us to clean up for the day. As the elves put away their tools and swept the floor, Bud realised that a teddy bear little Jessica wanted for Christmas had been left behind. Oh no, Bud said. We accidentally put a stuffed puppy dog in Santa's bag for Jessica instead of a teddy bear. Bud quickly called Santa on the reindeer radio to tell him the bad news. Jessica will be heartbroken if she gets a stuffed puppy dog instead of a teddy bear, said Santa. Why don't you and the elf emergency crew meet me at my next stop and bring Jessica's teddy bear? So Bud and the elf emergency crew took off on their flying reindeer with the teddy bear to meet Santa's sleigh. They flew all around the world until Bud spotted Santa's sleigh on a house rooftop delivering toys. There's Santa's sleigh, exclaimed Bud. Let's go! The elf emergency crew quickly landed their reindeer on the rooftop and Bud delivered the teddy bear to Santa Claus. Ho, 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 Santa laughed. Jessica will be so happy to receive this teddy bear. You elves saved the day.
I'll tell you one thing, you've done a nice job in this place, so you have.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're after having it done up.
Well, Mrs. Claus again, she's very, very good round the house.
Well, I
you know.
suppose Mrs. Claus's kitchen is a very special. It's a very special room in the house, isn't it?
Well,
this is where all the elves get fed.
Well, indeed, and she...
How many chairs have you there now? 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 chairs. And do you all sit down here together now for the breakfast? Is that what happens?
Not all at the same time, Peter, because there's so many of them, you know. We'd have one set would sit down and then have a bit of food, and then another set
So
would
by
sit
the
down.
time they'll be all getting fed at breakfast time, it'll be time to sit down for dinner, wouldn't it? Now?
Oh, absolutely, yes, indeed.
Gee, oh, it's a fine job. So I say you got a good old deal on this kitchen too, knowing you.
I don't want to talk about things like that because I tell you why. It's the elves themselves. They even do the homework as well. They're very good, and I'm not too bad with my hands myself. You know,
Oh, you
a
do
little bit of work
a
around
little
here.
bit of DIY.
Mrs. Claus will say, hang that picture up there, I'll put that clock up there, and I'll do it for her, you know.
Very good, very good.
Any more letters there?
Yeah, loads to get through. And just, I can't get over now the job you're after doing on it. It's great, looks great. Dear Santa, for Christmas, would you please get me clothes, girl powder, makeup case, watercolour paint, wooden art set?
Thank you, Peter.
Isn't it amazing, Santa, the amount of questions that kids have in their heads?
They never stop asking me every time, and I always try to be honest and answer the best way possible, you know?
Here's a few more for you.
Will Santa always bring what I ask for?
Well, sometimes Santa thinks that what you ask for may not be the best gift for you, so he may give you something that you will enjoy far better.
Where does Santa get his red suit?
Well, Mrs. Claus sews it for me and mends it every year.
Does bad weather make it hard for Santa to drive his sleigh?
Well, Santa uses his North Pole frosty weather reader meter, so he's always prepared, even for the worst of the storms.
Does Santa have any hobbies?
Oh, his most favourite hobby is playing games of any kind. Plus, I like trying out new toys as well.
Well, some more very good questions there, I have to say, Peter, as always from the boys and the girls.
Great questions, great questions. Some of them you just simply can't answer. Sure you can't.
Well, we'll do our best to answer every question. We will. I have one here that says, Santa, I can't wait until Christmas. It's my favourite time of the year. And do you like Christmas? How shiny is Rudolph's nose? You wouldn't believe the amount of times people ask me how shiny
Everybody
Rudolph's
asks how shiny it is. It's just brighter than a tomato.
Well, you know what he does when he puts his nose in against his lovely soft fur. And
That's right.
He's rubbing
He
it up and down.
polishes it.
He does
Gives
indeed.
it a real shine.
He does indeed. I always wondered if your sleigh was magic. Well, indeed it is, because of the magic dust that I have. Now, I wish someday I could visit you in the North Pole and finally get to see what Mrs. Claus looks like. I haven't seen Mrs. Claus in some days, you know, but she's been so busy and we've been getting under each other's feet and she's been making all the food and I've been away with the elves making the presents.
She wouldn't like you in the kitchen now too much when at this time of the year, Santa. You know, because she's under pressure as well, isn't she?
No, we go away on holiday after all the Christmas is over and we have a nice relaxing time together after that. Now, indeed. Do you like the dark at night? I don't mind really, no, because all of the elves are here and I've got all my friends around me and my lovely reindeer and yes, it doesn't really matter.
Well, here's another poem, Santa. This is nice. This is called What I Should Like.
On Christmas Eve, I'd like to lie awake when stars are in the sky and listen to the sound that swells from Santa Claus's jingling bells. I'd like to hear up on the roof the patter of each tiny hoof of Santa's reindeer overhead when I am snug and warm in bed. But Mama says I must not lie awake or he will pass me by. He does not like the girls or boys to watch him when he brings the toys. I think I'd better go to sleep. I guess the presents all will keep. Then in the morning I shall be glad to think I did not see.
Well, another lovely story there, Peter. Very nice indeed.
Very nice.
Actually, sorry.
Yes.
Don't come in the front door because I want to clean the chimney and I don't want to have a trail of soot behind you. I will leave cookies and biscuits and a glass of milk and carrots for Rudolph. Rudolph will be very, very good with the eyes. You know, they say carrots are good for the eyes.
Carrots good for the eyesight is right. Just be careful going down the chimney, Santa. You don't want to ruin your suit. That's a new suit you got this year.
Oh no, I have a little special trick for that, you know.
You've something else up your sleeve, so to speak.
I squeeze the side of my nose.
Right.
I can shrink down to the size of the chimney, and then when I come back up the chimney, I squeeze this side of my nose, and I become the full size again. Magic trick, yes indeed.
What a great idea. So this is one of the small reindeers.
Oh yes,
it's a baby reindeer.
It's a baby reindeers. We've quite a few of those around here, and when they get bigger, they'll be trained, and Rudolph and the others will show them what they have to do. You see?
Look at the size of that little fella. Look at him.
We have to keep them warm and have lots of hay all around them all the time. You see? And,
they won't get cold in here anyway.
No. We've those special warm heaters as well. You know, they send the light and the heat down into the reindeer barn as well.
He's smelling at me trousers.
He is. I don't. He must like something. Not many people come, you see, into here. It's always elves or myself, you know.
That's what it is. He's not making strange. I thought he might make strange.
No. I think most animals like you anyway. You get on very well with them.
I do indeed.
Now we'll leave those alone. Yes, the reindeer barn. It's where they all rest, you see. And I know you wanted to meet Rudolph and all of those, but they're resting because they need all the rest.
They need the rest for later on, so they do, because they have a long trek ahead of them tonight. So they have.
Oh yes,
a long trek.
Yes. Press the start button again. Time just continues on. That's how I'm able to do that. Yes, indeed.
Perfect.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, Simon, for that. He wants to know how I make the magic dust, Pete.
Oh.
I can't tell him that. No, but it wouldn't be magic anymore.
No, it'll take the magic out of it, Santa.
It wouldn't be magic. No, it'd be ordinary dust. Okay. Yes,
More
please.
questions from the kids.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
Why is Santa's suit red?
Well, the reason for that is so that I won't get lost in the snow.
It is real Santa Claus.
Oh, yes, Santa Claus is very real to all of the people who believe that he is real.
How did the reindeer get their names?
Well, Santa named them with a little bit of help from the elves themselves.
Why does Santa live in the North Pole?
Oh, it is isolated, but I won't be disturbed while we make all of the toys for the boys and girls.
Yes, indeed, Santa. And guess what? We've got another story for you
I
this
love
time.
stories. I love stories. What is this one about, Peter?
This one is the Sunny Sky Adventure.
Will Deirdre be telling the story again?
Yeah.
Very good, very good.
It had been cold and cloudy at the North Pole for almost 2 weeks. The elves were sitting in front of the fireplace trying to get warm. "It's been cloudy for so long. I really wish we could see a sunny sky," said Bonnie. The other elves agreed that they, too, were tired of the cloudy skies. "I've got an idea," said Bud. "Why don't we build a great big tower higher than the clouds? It's sure to be sunny up there." So the elves gathered all their building blocks. Stacking block on top of block, they built a tower way up into the sky. The tower was so tall that it went right up through the clouds. They could see the sun. The elves climbed to the top of the tower where the sun was very bright and very warm. The elves played and played in the warm sun. "Boy, this is great," Bud said. "I'm sure glad I brought my shorts and my sunglasses with me." But down below, a fierce snowstorm was brewing because the elves were above the clouds. They didn't even know the storm was there. Soon the winds were gusting and the tower began to rock back and forth. "What is happening?" yelled a frightened Bonnie. Bud looked down and saw the fierce snowstorm. "There's a huge storm," said Bud. "We're trapped." Santa looked out his den to see the fierce storm. "Oh no," Santa said to Mrs. Claus. "The elves have built a tower above the clouds and now they're trapped." Santa knew he was the only one who could save the elves. Quickly, he hitched up the reindeer to his magic sleigh and took off in the middle of the blizzard. When Santa reached the top of the tower, it was swaying so much he could not land the sleigh. "I can't land on the tower," Santa shouted. "Quick, jump into the sleigh." Bud helped Bonnie and the other elves jump into the sleigh. Finally, only Bud was left on the top of the tower. As Bud got ready to jump into the sleigh, the tower started to fall. Bud jumped as far as he could and made it to Santa's sleigh. The tower came crashing down with a big kabang. When they landed, Santa told the elves, "The next time you want to see a sunny sky, try a nice big blanket, a cup of hot chocolate, and just use your imagination to take you wherever you want to go."
Come on, Peter. Not far this way. My
Okay,
house is just around the
I'm
corner
with you.
there.
I'm with you.
Thank God that was awfully bad wind. That was there's a storm, you know. It comes and goes, and
Is that the way it is?
for a while it could be just perfect like this, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, then a big storm comes up here. Oh yes. You have to stay wrapped up.
I'd be glad to get inside, I can tell you that.
1 second now. I'll open this door. Here we go. Okay. Now here we are back inside.
The heat of the house.
Oh, it's hot.
Lovely and warm.
And I just shake some of the snow off me. Warm your hands by the fire there, Pete. Very
Get
good.
that circulation going again, huh?
I tell you what, we better wrap up some of these letters here.
Yeah, because we have a few to get through before. Man, I better.
You're playing where we're
As they
going.
say, yeah, I have to catch me plane, so I have as well. Now, Santa, the last of the questions from the kids.
Is Santa ever sad?
Oh, well, Santa gets sad when good boys and good girls behave badly.
Which is Santa's favourite elf?
Well, I have to say that Santa loves all of the elves equally because they're just like his own children.
How many elves are there?
Well, there are an unlimited number of elves because it takes a lot of help, you know, to keep the North Pole maintained and the presents made every year.
What is Santa's favourite type of music?
Well, I have to say that I would be very partial to Christmas music.
thanks very much indeed for that, Santa. The last of our letters. Dear Santa, many thanks for the lovely presents last year. We had great fun.
Thank you very much. Do you have one more of those poems for me?
We have, Santa. This is a lovely poem. It's called Santa Claus's Visit.
With a click and a clack and a great big pack down through the chimney, pretty nimbly, somebody comes on Christmas Eve. If we're real nice and as still as mice, if we never peep and are sound asleep, he'll fill our stockings, I do believe. And when we arise, next day our eyes will grow big to see how perfectly he knew what we all wished to receive.
Well, that's everything loaded up anyway, Santa.
Oh,
listen.
Peter. Oh, yes, you've been a great help to me again. Thank you very much.
My flight leaves in about 20 minutes, so I'm going to make my way back down to it. All right?
Oh, indeed.
And listen, all I can say is a safe journey. It's been a pleasure to be up here with you, and
Peter,
we had a wonderful time. Wonderful time.
Thank you for coming to see me, Peter.
And of course, all the children will be well happy. All their letters were read out, and you make your way. You're under pressure now as well. So.
Oh yes, I have my last-minute preparations to do. You know, I've got to make sure everything is ship-shape and ready for off. You know, a big journey.
Just make sure everything is strapped down on the sleigh, won't you? Just
I
check
will.
it again before you head off. All right?
I promise I will.
All right, listen, I'm gone. And I'll talk to you later, Santa.
Peter, you'll come back next year and see us,
I
would
will
you?
indeed. I will indeed.
Have a safe journey, Peter.
And a very Merry Christmas, Santa. Slán.
Bye-bye, Peter. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.